Welcome back to Mini Mayhem. I'm Vox, and following the episode Meteora's Lesson, I've noticed a spiking trend in the fandom. One theory in particular is rapidly climbing among the ranks. So let's explore the question, is Glossaryck evil?
Evil!
Now you may be thinking, what? Glossaryck, evil? Everyone must have lost their minds, but honestly, when you think about it, it isn't that much of an out there conclusion to come to. So why are people coming to this conclusion now? Well, in Meteora's Lesson, Glossaryck and Meteora traveled back in time, not just to the arrival of Muni settlers, but to a very pivotal moment in Toffee's life. Thanks to Glossaryck's manipulation, Meteora was able to dip down for the very first time as an infant, casting what appears to be an attack spell on Toffee, allowing the Septarian to use this as a platform against humans, and more importantly, magic. Essentially, Glossaryck caused Toffee to become the way he is, cementing his desperation to eliminate all magic from the world, weakening humans. So Glossaryck would then be responsible for everything Toffee has caused in the series, manipulating Ludo, forcing Star to use the Whispering spell, becoming one with magic itself, corrupting it, and nearly causing the downfall of Muni. So all of that, on top of telling Star that perhaps defeating Toffee was a mistake, yeah, Glossaryck's not looking like the best dude. Not to mention his angle has been elusive since day one. He's kind of made it clear in the past that he'll stab Star in the back at a moment's notice, if it means benefiting an unforeseen event in the long run. So for some people, you could watch that and think Glossaryck can't be trusted. After all, why would he? If our own protagonist can't even depend on him, or have to worry about being toyed around by him, how can we as an audience look at Glossaryck and go, yeah, this is someone with the best intentions at heart? But let's not leave out the elephant in the room. Glossaryck is an all-powerful, all-knowing being. He is essentially God. He's without a doubt the most powerful being in the existence of Star versus the forces of evil. I don't know if anyone can even compare. And he's seemingly no longer tethered to the Book of Spells. So, for him, it could be open season. Yet, I just can't agree with this. I mean, yes, on paper, when you isolate all these things, Glossaryck looks like a pretty sketchy dude. And what better final trump card to pull than, instead of being unsure of who the true villain is it Eclipsa, is it Galapagor, is it Toffee? The show could throw us for a loop and say, no, the true final villain was right under our nose the entire time, Glossaryck himself. But this is discrediting a lot of things about Glossaryck that we know. As for meddling with time itself, Glossaryck didn't seem to have altered time by any means, but rather we saw him cause events that needed to happen, and already happened in the series. The world of Muni and everything around it only exists because Glossaryck allowed it to happen that way. It's not like he went back and thought, oh, well, I guess he thinks need to happen, so I'll make them happen. I'm sure despite his demeanor, he knew exactly what was going to go down because he was the one responsible for it. These omnipresent beings, man, they don't take anything seriously. Toffee seemed to have knew Glossaryck prior in the hard way, and the interactions in Meteora's Lesson just more or less explains how and why. By that point, Toffee seemed to be a teenage prince. He was definitely having some sort of greaser phase going on. This is assumedly prior before any major interactions with other queens of Muni, or princesses who would be accompanied by Glossaryck, should they be in possession of the book. So judging by their interaction in the hard way, I assume at some point Toffee put two and two together and realized Glossaryck serves the princesses of Muni, whoever is in control of the book, meaning all of our other interactions must have been him setting me up or sabotaging me. Because how else would you process that information? It doesn't seem to be anything too fishy going on there. Not to mention, by the end of Meteora's Lesson, Glossaryck remarks magic is in good hands, meaning that's what he values the most by the end of the day. The use of magic between humans, monsters, and anyone else in between. Considering Toffee tried to destroy magic, I doubt Glossaryck is exactly rooting for him. He just needs Toffee and his actions for the endgame. So already making the connection that Glossaryck may be evil because he interacted with Toffee, but we also already have the knowledge of Toffee's plan, it does not perfectly add up. There's also Meteora and her role in all this. Why Glossaryck is trying to teach her magic? Could that be for any ulterior motive, such as using her for a weapon? I don't think so. Glossaryck is clearly starting to work with Meteora from a young age, but I feel it's evident he's trying to help Meteora avoid her past mistakes and allow her to have better control of her magic for a healthier life. Meteora was someone who had to repress magic as she had to repress her monster side. To Glossaryck, that must have been torture. She couldn't even have her cheek marks glow? At that point, it's not just repressing her monster side, but really her true human side. Glossaryck wants to right those wrongs. So I can't really be partial to anyone saying he's evil, because it's coming across as the exact opposite. No need to really read too far into anything. Beyond all of this, Glossaryck created the Magical High Commission so humans would have a better understanding of magic. I don't see a villain trying to help others understand complex situations for his own personal gain and ulterior motive. Hahaha, you had to face me, magic, after I gave you a perfect understanding of how magic works. On that note, Glossaryck also really values free will. As he said to Ronaldo, well, you know, I created them, but that doesn't mean they listen to me. I don't see a villain letting everyone just do what they want to do. Villains typically value control, so I don't get that angle either. At the end of the day, Glossaryck has clear value in Star, Moon, and Eclipsa. Beyond that of, well, I need you for the end goal. There seems to be genuine concern and consideration for all three of them. And hey, even Marco too. Glossaryck even told Marco before, he loves him. Even if Marco was creeped out. Just because Glossaryck withholds information doesn't mean he's evil. It just means he needs everyone to figure out events for themselves. He can't give the answer. He knows what will happen, but hey, that's when time travel really does get tricky. I truly believe he's someone who has best intentions at heart. That's not a bad guy, or else he would just have his own intentions at heart. But who knows? Maybe Darren FC and her team will completely surprise us. Maybe a month and some weeks from now, I'll be looking back at this and go, man, I was wrong. But you know what? I hold Glossaryck in good graces, so I'm gonna be optimistic. But let me turn the conversation over to you guys. What do you think? Could Glossaryck be evil? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments below, and tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for my own takes, you can find me at OshrickVox. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Links to everything in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. OshrickVox out.